Fox Business Alert: Circle not squaring with investors at this hour. The fintech and crypto company, which shot up by as much as 13% on Friday, erasing about, let's call it 5.33% of those gains. The stock had surged after it got the green light to establish a federally regulated national trust bank, which will be called Circle National Trust. This allows the issuer behind the dollar-backed stablecoin USDC to bypass the middleman and directly manage its stablecoin reserve. However, it's not like it will be a traditional commerce bank that allows consumer deposits or loans. So what does it do for potential customers and, of course, the cryptoverse? Joining me now, first on Fox Business, Circle President Heath Tarbert. Heath, congratulations. I know this was a very long time coming. Give us a sense right off the bat on how important a milestone this is.
Thank you so much for having me, Liz, and it's absolutely a really important milestone. In fact, it's historic. Circle was the very first digital assets company in American history to get a de novo federal trust charter. So what that basically means is it wasn't a conversion, but we literally built it from scratch. And what this allows us to do is essentially use the very gold standard for regulation around the world to, at some point, manage the USDC reserves, which is critically important because, as you know, USDC is the world's leading regulated stablecoin. Something like 70% of transactions involving dollar stablecoins involve USDC.
Circle, as I read, can open, according to this designation, on or after July 10th, which, of course, was last Friday. When does it actually open its doors?
We are open for business.
Right now.
Obviously, we have a business plan. We're moving forward, but we're going ahead. We're excited about the possibility of one of the things that we're going to be able to do is actually hold digital assets in custody. That's really important because folks that are out there that have their digital assets, they want to put them ultimately with a custodian that is subject to the highest quality regulation. So that's a service that we'll offer. And then in the long run, as I mentioned, this entity will oversee and manage the USDC reserves, and as a result, will be subject to the Genius Act and making sure that we meet the highest standards that are here in the United States.
The bank only, as I understand it, custodies assets for Circle and its own affiliates. Isn't that sort of just like moving the money from one pocket to another? I just want to grasp exactly what the huge advantage this gives you truly is.
Well, we're going to start off, obviously, by managing our own digital assets. But of course, many people place digital assets, and we have a lot of digital assets at Circle. But eventually, as we build out this business and build out this trust company, it's, of course, the aim to be able to offer these services beyond our own affiliates.
Yeah, I don't look at this loss of 5% of the big gains on Friday as some big statement here. It's more like sell on the news. It's a down market today. But let's talk a little bit about stablecoins. Morningstar estimates, and this is pretty significant, that the stablecoin market cap could grow to $1.45 trillion by 2035. That is really significant. But what kind of catalyst will get us to that point?
Well, it's developments like this. I think there are a lot of folks out there, and it may just make sense to let viewers know, well, what is a stablecoin? Essentially, it's a dollar that you can send over blockchains and over the internet. And of course, stablecoins are different from bank money because they're backed one for one with high quality liquid assets. And they're regulated, they will be effective in January by the Genius Act, the national law that makes these a core part of the U.S. financial system. And so you have a number of folks that are around the world. They're in established businesses, but they're also, regular people who say, I want to be able to send money 24/7, frictionless, at the speed of an email with the safety and security and without a ton of cost. And so there's a ton of use cases that are coming online. We see cross-border remittances. We see the ability to send money anywhere around the world, but we're also seeing large corporations say, this allows me to move money and manage my treasury. We're seeing financial sector players who are saying, I have to post margin at clearinghouses and in settlement things, and this allows me to do it far more efficiently and effectively. So the Genius Act, actually, which will celebrate its one-year anniversary this very week, sort of creates the pathway for stablecoins to be treated as the equivalent of cash.
Right.
It allows them to be used in our largest, most important financial infrastructures. And to your question, Liz, all of those things are going to move this along, in our view, to use where stablecoins reach that, potentially that amount.
This is one sector, the cryptoverse, that actually asks to be regulated. They do not fear it. You guys have said, let us know what the landscape looks like so we can maneuver through it. So you've got the Genius Act passed, but the Clarity Act is still being held up by banks in many cases that have real problems with it. And some of that might be that they sense you guys are stepping on their air hose and they don't like the new opportunities that other people are seizing. So give me your assessment of when the Clarity Act might really finally pass.
Well, we're hoping as soon as possible, because I think it's really important that people understand that this is more than just any old financial regulation. This whole area, starting with the Genius Act, is really an upgrade of the U.S. payment systems, and it allows us to win in the next generation of the internet, which is the internet of value. And so in some ways, it's very important for economic and national security that the U.S. be able to lead. And right now, there are many financial institutions, traditional financial institutions, that really want to get into this space. They want to experiment. They want to be a part of it. They want to start moving value on chain.
Sure.
But the lack of legal certainty is holding them back. So it's a really important law.
I want to talk about the competitive landscape here. You are facing new competition soon to come up. There is a major consortium that has a whole bunch of companies. OpenUSD is, you got that versus USD coin backers. So, massive 140 company consortium that includes everyone from Visa to Stripe, MasterCard, Google. They announced the launch of OpenUSD, which will, that's a competitor, right? And it will pass reserve yields directly back to their partners and drop minting fees to zero. Why should consumers continue to choose you when you're up against that kind of alliance?
Well, we welcome the competition, and they should choose USDC because USDC is by far the best stablecoin in the world. It's the most widely used. It's on more blockchains than any other stablecoin, 34 chains natively, and we've been working on it for 8 years. The very fact that you have people coming in and saying, well, we'd like to issue a stable coin as well, I think demonstrates the fact that stable coins are critically important. But the network effects with respect to USDC are incredibly hard to replicate. USDC is available around the world 24/7. There's $73 billion of circulation. Consortiums are really difficult to win. They are very difficult to. We started as a consortium a while back ago, but
keeping everybody together. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. I thought Tether was the largest stablecoin company. The stablecoin.
We are the largest regulated stablecoin company, and in transactions, USDC actually has the largest amount of transactions.
Really quick, the stock. This was a $260 stock a year ago, June. Right now, we've got it at $62. What do you say to investors who bought it around $260 and really believe in you guys?
Circle is playing a long game. If we achieve our mission, which is to enhance global prosperity through the frictionless exchange of value, and we're building things like Arc, an enterprise-grade blockchain, and the infrastructure to be a full-stack internet platform company, I'm confident that in the long run, the stock is going to take care of itself. So day in and day out, we're focused on building that future, and we're going to continue to do it.
Heath, we will continue to watch all of this. We have covered stablecoin for so many years, and Circle continues to surprise. You guys got that designation, so congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet.